What's up, Periscope? What's up, YouTube? Jay Alletto here, youtube.com/PWP Nation. Also live on Periscope. It's the Raw Review. We're 6 days. We're only six days until WrestleMania. And we just witnessed Baron Corbin versus Rey Mysterio in the main event of Monday Night Raw. What is up, homie? What's up, Hansy? What's up, Patrick? What's up, everybody? What's going on, DJ Storms? What's up, dude? And what's up to YouTube? Anybody in YouTube? What's up? Jay Alletto here, pwpnation.com. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and that bell down below to get all the alerts for the PWP Nation YouTube channel. A lot more content coming from all kinds of creators in the near future here on youtube.com/PWP Nation. And once again, also on Periscope, we are live streaming all over the place. We're going to go through Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk about what we saw tonight on the show, and also what we didn't see tonight in the show, what we liked, what we did not like. And first and foremost, I need to give the WWE props. I need to give them a little bit of credit here because, you know what, man? I've been harsh on the company, and I think that's deserved over the past couple of months. The show hasn't been great. You know, everything has been kind of formulaic and going down just the same path. Tonight, they did something I actually enjoyed, and they cut right to the chase. All right, they've overbooked and convoluted this Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte Flair feud to the point of no return. To the point of no return. The saying, like, we're there. We're 6 days away. Let's keep it simple. And what we had tonight was Stephanie McMahon making the announcement. Winner take all. Winner take all. The way it should be if both titles are in the match. If two champions are in the match. The way it should be is winner take all. If you only did this match for the Raw Women's Championship and you had this weird scenario where all three women couldn't become double champion. Only two of them could, or only one of them could, or whatever. Like, that would have been unbelievably stupid. And I'm happy they didn't do that. So, props to WWE for literally doing what is the most simplistic and easiest thing to do. Winner take all for the main event. I don't think they're merging the divisions, man. I don't believe that they are actually merging the divisions. Okay, just because they're doing winner take all at WrestleMania doesn't mean the divisions are merging. So it's as simple as making making the winner choose what brand she wants to defend on. So if Becky Lynch wins, maybe she wants to go to Raw and defend that title and vacate the SmackDown title. I think it's that simple. We don't have to get too complicated into this because we don't know how they're going to handle it. I don't think they're merging the divisions at this point in time. There's too many girls to do that. So once again, live on YouTube, I'll blast this out here to the Twitter world. As always, pwpnation.com. As you should not trust WWE, DJ Storms. You should know that by now, bro. Do not trust the Evil Empire. Do not trust the WWE. I kind of put like angry face in the title here on Periscope. I'm not really mad at WWE tonight. I'm not really upset at the show. Although the main event sucked. The main event was terrible. But let's go through this thing. Let's talk a little about it. So basically, we kick off with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. And again, I don't know about you guys. Maybe I'm in the minority, but I'm not on the edge of my seat for these Paul Heyman promos anymore. There was a time in WWE where every Paul Heyman promo was the promo of the night. It was something to remember. And we've been seeing the same thing. It's like watching a rerun. It's like, you know, back when you were a kid, or back when I was a kid, let's talk my type of age, where for years, seemingly, I'd watch reruns of The Simpsons and reruns of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and reruns of Saved by the Bell and all these dope shows from the 90s. They don't make shows like that anymore that are awesome. They make crap now for the kids to watch. But the thing is like, I'm watching this Paul Heyman promo, and I'm just waiting for him to say something that makes me want to believe that this match is going to be something that I want to see. Because right now I'm not sold. And it didn't help that Seth Rollins, when he came out, he was just the big-time major league babyface to the extreme, to the 10th degree. He babyfaced the living hell out of everybody. This segment was bad. Rollins hits 2 low blows on Lesnar. Yo, the babyface, imagine Ricky the Dragon Steamboat hitting a wrestler in the balls like that, especially twice. Let's go to the chat real quick on Periscope. Boom, boom, boom. Heyman needs a cornet. The segment with Rollins Lesnar was fantastic. The entire reaction was phenomenal. Okay, I didn't see it really that way, man. I'm not sold that Seth Rollins even has a chance here. The hitting in the balls thing is so tired. Like, is this the only way to defeat Brock Lesnar? The punching in the balls thing, enough. We saw it with AJ Styles. How many times did AJ Styles get kicked in the balls over the past year? It had to have been a rib. I'm convinced that WWE pulled a rib on AJ Styles by having him losing match after match after match. Not even just losing matches. Disqualifications, beatdowns by Nakamura, hitting him in the balls like 3 or 4 times in a row. Daniel Bryan, him having to drop the title to Daniel Bryan because of a nut shot. And even like Lesnar, when he was fighting The Undertaker a couple of years ago, ball shot after ball shot. That was like Lesnar's kryptonite. I don't understand all the low blows. I don't get it. Why are we using the low blows so much? I don't understand it, man. It's pissing me off. It's really ridiculous. It's overkill. It's overkill on the nut shots. It's like Ric Flair and China. Like China back in the day, God rest her soul, going into the Hall of Fame. Awesome. Okay. She was the queen of the low blow, the nut shot. She was giving nut shots every single week on Monday Night Raw. But it made sense because she's a woman fighting in a man's scenario at the time. Like, she was really the only standout woman that would scrap with the men consistently. So she had to hit him in the balls. She was at a complete disadvantage every single time. All right. But Seth Rollins is your Royal Rumble winner. He's your challenger for the Universal title. And you got him hitting Brock Lesnar in the balls? Man, this was rough, dude. This was rough for me to watch. I just couldn't get over the fact that they went back to the nut shots again. Like, what are you doing? Moving on with the show. Come back from that, and we have, the Boston Hug Connection and Beth Phoenix and Natty versus Tamina, Nia, Peyton Royce, and Billie Kay. This was Botchamania. Sasha Banks was off her game a little bit to open this match, as my old co-host here, Aaron Romanov, said, she was Botchamania tonight. She botched a lot. Jay, I thought this was go-home show. Yeah, dude, this was not a good. This was like a normal run-of-the-mill Raw. There was nothing go-home about this, aside from the Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey stuff, which I'll get to momentarily, which I loved, by the way, but we'll get to that in a minute. But this was just a way to get Beth Phoenix over because she's not going to go over at WrestleMania. I don't think there's any chance that Beth Phoenix and Natalya win the Raw Women, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. That is impossible. Okay? Impossible. Natty and Beth are not winning at WrestleMania. All right? So they gave Beth her moment on Raw, and that's that. Sasha and Bayley should absolutely retain at WrestleMania. And we go on and on and on. They draw this out, Batista arriving to the building, Batista coming down the ramp, getting into the ring. You think this is going to be some kind of epic promo. I actually like the fact that he stood there and said, "Hunter, kiss my ass." And that's it. That's all he had to say. Kiss my ass, and that was it. Very short-winded Dave Batista. Really nothing to say. Nothing to say at all. But it was cool. He was in Washington, D.C. It's his hometown. It was a moment for them. All right, let's go. Elias, more Elias stuff. I missed this part. I'm going through the show right now, courtesy of Lords of Pain. I must have fallen asleep at some point, man, because Apollo Crews versus Jinder Mahal, I completely missed that. I missed Elias outside MetLife. I missed Apollo Crews and Jinder. What else did I not see? Oh yeah, okay. Here's where I turned. Here's when I woke back up. I think Kurt Angle and his little Hall of Fame package thing that they did for his retirement match. That was fine. Okay with that. Of course, he set up the main event. Now, when they're setting up Baron Corbin versus Rey Mysterio, I'm not thinking that they are setting up the main event for the evening. That is not the thought in my head watching Raw live. I'm not saying oh man, this is going to be the main event. I thought it was going to happen right there. I thought that was going to be that. but this is the main event of the night. Apollo needs to be a staple in the mid-card after Mania. Agree. I guess I could agree with that. I mean, look, Apollo Crews is doing good work. He's getting some wins. He's in there with Kurt Angle. He's in there with some talented wrestlers. He'll eventually get over the hump. Baron Corbin, I did like how he, kind of threw shade at the whole Twitterverse, social media, for saying that he isn't worthy of this match with Kurt Angle. I did like how he acknowledged that. He had some heat tonight, man. He had some heat tonight. I'll give him that. Outside of the main event, this segment, he had some heat with Kurt Angle, so that wasn't too bad. Ricochet, Aleister Black versus the Revival. Of course, this is going to be a fantastic match. This was the match of the night. Solid spots. I love that spot. Ricochet does it rarely, but when he does it, it's awesome. Where Ricochet just gets a running start and catapults himself over the ring post to the floor, wiped out both members of the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Just put them both out on their asses. Fantastic match. Love the finish. Check in, check out. Yeah, love the finish here. And it was basically, what was it? I think Ricochet or Aleister Black was trying to get back into the ring to stop a fall. And Scott Dawson was under the ring, grabbed his leg, stopped him from breaking the pinfall. Great finish for this match. Count out win for the Revival. It wasn't bringing a pinfall. It was a count out. All right, count out win. Okay, that's what happened. But anyway, yeah, count out win for the Revival. The tag champs get a win under their belt. I guess this is going to happen at WrestleMania. Is it official yet? Like, I don't even know if they updated the card tonight at all. It was an odd show. Up and down. Go home show, brother. Let's see, WrestleMania 35. What's the card? According to Wikipedia. So still no Raw Tag Team title match here announced, but these four guys, the Revival, Aleister Black and Ricochet, are not currently listed on the card. So that leads me to believe that they will have some kind of tag team title match, whether it's a multi-team match or something along those lines. Maybe Aleister Black and Ricochet will end up becoming double champions next weekend, which would be cool because they are also challenging for the NXT World Tag Team Championships against the War Raiders, which should be a fucking phenomenal match. I'm really pumped for that one too. Guys, don't forget, pwpnation.com is the site. If you're on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. My name is Jay Alletto. pwpnation.com is my website. Check it out. Got lots of great wrestling content over there. I'll be at WrestleMania weekend all weekend long, getting in on the fun and the activities. Backstage with Roman Reigns is next. Backstage with Roman. Wait, what do we got here? Look at Saturday Night Live's Michael Che. A lot of this Raw is just a fucking blur to me, man. I'm going to be honest with you. So Drew McIntyre, I remember this. Drew McIntyre attacked Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre has no chance at WrestleMania. He's got zero chance. He's not winning against Roman Reigns. He might get squashed. This might be one of those really quick matches, surprisingly. Roman wins no matter what. I hope it's a fucking war. I hope it's a war with a lot of false finishes where Reigns is really pushed to the limit. McIntyre's pushed to the limit. Reigns is kicking out of Claymore kicks. McIntyre's kicking out of spears. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's going to be time constraints. I just have a hunch this isn't going to live up to any kind of hype. Roman is going to win. I don't think that's any doubt. Here's where we get to the best part of Monday Night Raw, and that's the Riot Squad versus Rousey, Becky, and Charlotte Flair. Oh, man, this whole entire thing where they were brawling at the end. So basically what happens is, solid little match, nothing crazy. You knew the Riot Squad wasn't going to win this. They had literally no chance. No chance for the Riot Squad in this one. But, Ronda Rousey gets a quick win over Liv Morgan, reverses her, gets her in the armbar. But then the fun happens. As soon as the referee counts 3, Ronda Rousey attacks Charlotte Flair. This turns into this big melee. Security comes out. The girls kick the security's ass. The cops come out. They start handcuffing Ronda Rousey. Then Becky Lynch gets a sucker punch in. Charlotte gets a sucker punch in. This is chaos. They're in the backstage. If you missed this, go back and watch this. This was fucking hilarious. They're backstage. All 3 of them are handcuffed, and they're still fighting each other. They're kicking. They're hitting each other with their heads. Ronda Rousey even gets in the front seat of a cop car and drives it about 3 feet. I was on the floor laughing. Bravo to WWE for this angle. This was hilarious. This was absolute comedy. This is what wrestling is all about. This was fun. This was pro wrestling. This was what it needs to be. All right. This was absolutely unbelievably ridiculous, but for some reason, I loved it. I was laughing out loud. I love this shit. This was comedy. This was fun. So anyway, they all three of them got charged, got put in jail. For what reason? We don't know. We don't know. Yeah, there were some lines like "We pay your salaries" that Ronda Rousey threw out there. There were some good lines back at the cops. Charlotte Flair was going nuts. "Don't touch me. Get your hands off me. Do you have any idea who I am?" It was just good stuff. I thought it was fantastic. I was really tuned into Raw at this moment because I guess there's some kind of I have some kind of emotional attachment to this match. Like I can't wait. Like one of the reasons I'm going to WrestleMania, I would have saved the money. The reason I'm going is excuse me, is to see Ronda Rousey. To see Ronda Rousey perform live on that stage. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water. So, yeah, pumped up for that. This was cool. I had no problem with this at all. I checked out of Chad Gable and Bobby Roode versus Heavy Machinery. I think I went to another room or something. Heavy Machinery gets the win. The thing I did notice when I rewound is that Bobby Roode looked upset at Chad Gable for the loss. So it did come off as comedy. That was 100% a comedy segment. I could not take that seriously. If anybody took that seriously, you guys are – listen, it's not supposed to be serious. Not at all. Corey needs to shut it at times. Well, he's supposed to be the heel announcer. That's just kind of what he does. All right. Oh, man, still to come, Mysterio. Corbin, Braun Strowman versus two jobbers. I mean, do we even have to talk about this? There's no hype at all for this Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Nobody cares about it. None of the entrants in it care, except for Michael Che and Colin Jost. This is an absolute fucking abortion. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is pathetic. I checked out once again for Bobby Lashley. I went to go hang out with my dog for a minute. Lashley, did he wrestle anybody? I don't even remember. So it looks like it was just a promo, and then Balor showed up on the screen and stuck his tongue out as the Demon. Like, this was just weird. They should have saved the Demon for WrestleMania. Why preview it on Raw? They did this once before. I don't understand why you're previewing the Demon. Like, be vague about it. Have it be a surprise at WrestleMania. I do not understand. I'm not saying it was meant to be a comedy segment. I'm saying there's no way that everybody backstage wasn't laughing at this. This was hilarious. If this came off to anybody, if this came off serious to anybody, I don't know what show you're watching, because this was comedy. If they tried to go for serious with Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey both in the back of a cop car kicking each other while they're handcuffed, if you're trying to be serious with this shit, you're going towards the wrong crowd, because this was hilarious. That was comedy. That was funny. That was funny stuff, man. And the main event was Corbin and Mysterio. Boring match, man. Just a freaking stinker. I was like, the crowd was dead. They did not pop for Rey. They were probably chanting boring at some point because it was just terrible. No chemistry whatsoever. Corbin beat Mysterio easily. I don't understand the logic there either. And that leads me to believe that Mysterio is probably going to win against Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. Then we get Kurt Angle to have the crowd go home happy. He attacks Baron Corbin from behind, puts him in the ankle lock. And we had tons of hype all night long for WrestleMania coming up next week. But this show could have been condensed into 2 hours. Like, there's no reason that this needs to be a 3-hour show. Like, this was not a 3-hour wrestling show. This is a 2-hour wrestling show with a whole bunch of filler, with a whole bunch of let's plug shit in here and there to fill the time. That was atrocious. So Raw tonight was bad. I'm gonna give it a D. A D. It was one of the worst go home shows I've ever seen, probably. So yeah, awful. But gave it a D. But YouTube, thanks for watching on YouTube. I'm going to stick around for Periscope for a couple more minutes. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you guys. Please hit that subscribe button below. Tonight's Raw show was a D. It was an absolute mess, a complete abomination. I'm excited for WrestleMania. I'll be back here later this week for SmackDown talk, for NXT talk, and some more predictions and whatnot. And keep it tuned in to pwpnation.com for more exclusive content. And don't forget about our Patreon page at patreon.com/pwpnation. YouTube, I'm out of here. Peace.